Hey, Halfback here. So a few people asked me to update my top 5 at every position in MUT 20 list. So let's list some positions not in the Kama Sutra. First one up, quarterback. And let's do 5 of them, okay? 5 quarterbacks starting at number 5. This might be cheating. I might want to go number 6, but there's going to be 2 because I basically think they're right and left-handed versions of another. Steve Young, 86 speed with 93 throw power, really good accuracy. Now you got to know over 90 accuracy and you've nailed it, right? We saw with the MUT leaks, once you're at 90 overall accuracy, you're basically going to sink every single shot. Obviously on the run, under pressure, high passes, low passes, that all factors into some sort of penalties. You can go take a look at MUT leaks or my video I did on that to see the exact numbers, exact graphs, that kind of stuff. But overall, Steve Young with everything he's got, over 82 speed, so he has escape artist. And then Russell Wilson, basically the same cards, just different handedness of each other. So both of the cards, absolutely studly. And every single quarterback, every single card I put on this list, basically will have end game type of attributes. Obviously, though, the stats won't be end game because the speed is not 99. You're really not end game unless you're 99 speed. All that's jazz. But they are there because of escape artists. They get playmaker. These improviser type quarterbacks, in my opinion, are the best archetype for quarterbacks. Gunslinger, if you need it. Actually, I don't know. He might not have gunslinger because they have 95 throw power. You can always look at their abilities right here on MUT. Super nice. Tier 3, no gunslinger on. Oh, playmaker is super important. I put out a video on that one. I hope you guys check that out. But no gunslinger on him. But anyways, Wilson, solid card. Steve Young, basically the same thing, but left-handed. You cannot go wrong with either one. You could tear up a lot of defense with them. Amazing tier cards. And that will be my number 5. So we should do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be Wilson / Young. Okay? Improviser quarterbacks. Numero 4. All right? Will be, I would surely think, is a controversial choice, especially as a Steelers fan. I'm going to go Ghost of Madden Past, Michael Vick. Now, I don't think there's much difference between him and players higher on the list because Michael Vick can make every single throw with the throw power. His accuracy is very, very good. With 86 medium, you'll still hit most every single one of your shots. Obviously, the throw animation on him, just like all the other ones, is about the same exact length. Long passes are going to take forever. Short, medium, a little bit better. But still, you still have those arm length pass, arm motion problems. But you're going to be able to put Dashing, Deadeye, and Escape Artist on him, along with, if you want Fast Break, if you want options as a part of your offense. But you could get other things, like I said, Escape Artist. You probably go Escape Artist, Roaming Deadeye, use the Roaming Deadeye there. And then Tier 1, I think I had. You can go Agile Extender to beat the 146. I don't know. I see a lot of 3-4 blitzes. That Agile Extender is okay. I know he K-Mac put out a video on that one. You go Gutsy Scrambler. I kind of like Safety Valve, but, like I said, Fast Break if you run a little option, which I think if you have Michael Vick as your quarterback, you should be running more options than I really did. So I still have him on my team. The one right above him is someone I just got rid of today because of the long throwing motion on deep passes. It did frustrate me. He missed a few passes, which is weird because his accuracy is amazing, especially his stats are just fake news, right? His throw under pressure is 97. On my team, it's 98, right? Because I have him powered up. I have John Madden. So 99 throw under pressure. And he missed quite a few passes under pressure. So even maxed out, these stats still get absolutely killed by either abilities or cards out there. On the run, you're going to need Dashing Deadeye, that kind of stuff. So even though Lamar Jackson's stats are freaking stocked, you can argue Lamar Jackson's just a right-handed Michael Vick because they basically play the same. I would definitely agree with you there. Lamar's throw power is a little bit worse. Vick's throw power will get to 99, but Lamar's got other stats elsewhere that kind of makes up for that. So it's kind of like a give and take depending on what you want to do with your Lamar versus your Vick. But I threw Lamar ahead of Vick just because I'm sure more people like right-handed quarterbacks than left-handed because more people are right-handed, but both of them can basically do the same thing with the Roaming Deadeye type of stuff. So, number 2, I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes. Like I said, I think improviser types are my favorite. He can get Gunslinger, and Gunslinger is very important in order to solve his issues throwing the ball deep. Those long windups for those long pass deep. Basically, you throw Gunslinger on him, and it's the thing of the past, right? The only downside to Gunslinger will be that the ball has a lower trajectory, a better chance to maybe get a click-on pick-off for guys underneath, or sort of issues like that. But I think the benefits of Gunslinger outweigh a little bit of the negatives because of the ability to fit the ball into spaces that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. And with that said, I mean, his stats, again, escape artist, all that greatness. With that said, you know how much I think quarterbacks are kind of very similar, with the exception of one special person, the Aaron Rodgers. Now, the Aaron Rodgers, they luckily got him up to 81 speed, up to, where you at, Rodgers? I don't see on this page, so I'm just gonna Google you on Mudhead. 95 overall with 81 speed. So he gets 82 speed powered up for the escape artist. Glorious. 95 throw power. Can fairly easily get to 99 as long as you know what you're doing. John Madden chems go deep. That's what I have on him once his power is up there. So his throw accuracy, you're like, oh, only 88. Well, that's not too hard to get to 99 with John Madden passing chems. Or not 99, 90 with the power up. So overall, throws the ball exceptionally well. That's basically quote-unquote built-in gunslinger, although if you watch my video on Aaron Rodgers, you'll know gunslinger does actually speed him up slightly. But we talked about the negatives of gunslinger with the low trajectory and the passes, that Rodgers, I feel like, doesn't really need it. He can have it to help a little bit, but having QB playmaker on him with escape artist, here I can take a look at his abilities right now. This, in my opinion, is darn near perfect. So, like, tier 1, like, I don't really look at X factors that much. They're the same on everybody. I go identifier to see where my opponent is going to use her for a blitz, but I mean, when people say, hey, maybe safety valve, maybe go with the agile extender is okay, I definitely prefer roaming deadeye and dashing deadeye at tier 1 also are nice if you throw a lot of corner routes, because that's just overpowered. If you throw corner routes on the run, Rodgers is not your guy. You want to go with one of the other ones. If that's literally your offense, do not get Rodgers. Get the faster guys, get the guys without the unique corner on the run throw motion. He's more of a pocket passer, escape artist type of guy that's kind of like a throw first and then kind of get out once your reads aren't open, rather than like your first choice is to escape the pocket. You get what I mean? So that's my offense. That's why he's number 1 for me. Your opinion could definitely differ. You could be like, hey, I roll out, throw corner routes every play. I need a Vic. I need a Lamar. And that's fine. That's okay. But him, he can get all these things. So I prefer identifier, QB playmaker, and escape artist on my Rodgers. That's what I have right now. And I really do like the way he plays. He plays so much better than me than Lamar that I just needed to put him number 1. Halfback, this is going to be very controversial, and I want that smoke. I think the number 1 halfback in this game is every single running back that can get 97 to 99 speed. Abilities dominate that position so much that if you run a non-abilitied running back, they're going to be very generic, right? I literally couldn't tell you the difference. I couldn't describe why one guy's better than another. They're all reaching stat thresholds for the juke move, spin move. Like, you can argue, hey, I like a bruising back better. I like a guy that can juke better. And I'm like, yeah, sure, man. You want a guy that falls forward a little bit? Eric Dickerson still falls forward, no abilities. But whereas now with abilities, Eric Dickerson's still a very solid card. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of cards that can kind of do that fall forward thing. A lot of cards that get his jukebox. You get the bruiser on so many of them. I think the difference between running backs is basically speed right now, and then what kind of back that you want. Whether you want the Bo Jackson type, whether you want the CJ, whether you want the more balanced type of card like we got with Marcus Allen. That's on you, right? Evasive, what type of elusive or power back? That's on receiving back with CMC. I think they're basically all feeling alike. And I know people are like, oh my God, my card plays amazing. I even asked the Discord, and I didn't really get any good responses where like people are like, oh, blah, 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 my guy's significantly better because of this reason. There is no reason. They all feel alike. So it's sad that the halfback differentiation is no longer here. Early in the year when some cards were hitting like stat thresholds that others weren't, there was a little bit more. But right now, I just feel like halfbacks are so generic that I guess I can show them rating sorted by speed. I can show all the halfbacks, but I just don't feel a difference, right? Raheem was good for me, right? If they can outrun defenders, they're good. The CJ2K, he doesn't have power up. I would not go him for that. We did pay $20 for a Nat card, low. Bo Jackson, Chris Johnson again. So all these things can be powered up, and then add the speed chems onto them. There's the Marcus Allen that I've been trying out. Amon CMC, his honors card. Walter Payton went really well for me. Like, if I could say like one card was better than the rest, Walter Payton would be it, right? Walter Payton and Bo Jackson were 1 and 2 if I actually rated them. Those were definitely the best runners for me. I felt. Edges here, Garrison, Dickerson's still dominant, Barry's still solid. Like, all these cards are, if they have a power up, like Cordell doesn't have power up, so he sucks. But oh wait, you guys aren't seeing that. Darn it, he sucks to get enough power up. My fault on not bringing you guys over there. So, anyways, I don't think running backs are that important. All right, next up, wide receivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who is the number 5 wide receiver? Controversial. I really like this Tyree card because of I put my abilities on my receivers. I do sometimes on the running backs too, but I like this Tyree card. I'm not going to sort by speed. Actually, I really should sort by speed, but I'll maybe sort by overall. Right here. All right. So, Tyree, right? Tyree's there. You power him up, add the speed chems. I think I got him out to 96 or 97 speed, something like that. Him and Tyreek. Tyreek is obviously faster. Tyree's a couple inches taller. You could argue if you need somebody with a streak specialist, Tyreek is your guy, right? If you need a human joystick, definitely go with Tyreek Hill. Tyree play better for me out there. Hanging onto balls, doing what any receiver to do, Tyree is better. But I would definitely not be mad at going with somebody faster if you need to kind of stretch the field guy, right? I'm not going to sit here and say Tyree is better than Tyreek, but I think it's close, right? It depends on what you want them to do. Just like all these receivers are so scheme dependent, right? You could go Devin Hester here. Like if you run Wildcat every play, Tyreek Hill with human joystick, and then you rotate him with somebody like Antoine Randall with joystick, Hester, like I mentioned, all the other guys that get joystick, that's dominant. That is absolutely like fucking OP, broken, really good fucking scheme that Wildcat is. Or getting the ball to it all to a human joystick is good. But Mr. Tyreek Hill did not play well for me at all actually catching the ball, right? He played like a garbage can. Guys spec caught over him quite a bit. Like being the height that he was, I don't feel like he fought for the ball very well. He didn't actually burn guys like I thought he will. So in this game, you know me, I'm a height and a speed freak. And height is kind of where my top three are going to be. So number 3 will be Terrell Owens, who will be the shortest of the three. T.O., also decently fast, starts out with 93 speed. I have that boosted to 98 speed, but I have a 25 out of 50 49ers theme team. So really 97 speed without that 25 out of 50. But overall, his route runnings hit 90, which are the thresholds. His catching stats are very good too. Tall, has decent run block on him too. So overall, Terrell Owens has played very well for me. I like this card quite a bit. T.O. has stayed in my squad since the playoffs, and I don't know. It's hard to replace him, but I do end up replacing him a few times just to try out new guys, but nobody ever really lives up to the extra height that he offers. Number 2 is 6'4" Randy Moss, still dominant months after his release. This NFL 100 card, 94 speed. I got that on the 49ers theme team up to 99, but stock could be 98 for a lot of people. Again, short, medium, with a power-up and John Madden passing chem, which is what I use, which I think is not too hard to get for a lot of people. Some people might not have John Madden if they haven't no-lifed head-to-head at all. But I guess, I don't know, I play like 2 or 3 games a day. I think, yeah, mostly now. So, yeah, what more would you want, right? Obviously more run block. His run block, this is a good pure wide receiver. T.O.'s a better balanced wide receiver, but if you run the ball the majority of the time, I could see the argument to go with someone like Anquan Bolden over him if you don't pass the ball much. But otherwise, Randy Moss, you know, that NFL 100 card, he does get that Moss 100, so basically you have a free, 55, 60 yards if you can get it off in time. Sometimes you get picked, so it's kind of like a high risk, high reward, but that Mossing, pretty important to just like start off with 70 stock yards first play of the game, or whenever you decide to sneak them into the game to try to fool your opponent. And number 1, so that itself is just powerful, is the Megatron. Megatron, like 6'5" for Calvin Johnson. I know a lot of people get angry at me how I pronounce that. With the route runnings at 90, once you power him up or use John Madden passing chems, I would definitely see you guys powering up to get it to 99 speed. Absolute fucking freak out there, right? Megatron comes out with the stats. You know, he will. I have seen him get spec caught over. Now, 6'5" is not a replacement for shitty game mechanics. I'm just saying it's not going to happen as much as it will to smaller guys. That's why I prefer bigger dudes to kind of box it off. Put streak specials on him, just throw him right in front of the safety. I mean, basically any card can do that. But like having the big body, I think it helps improve the target for quarterbacks. I don't use a lot of high point passes, but pretty solid if you do. All right, number 5 will be Gronk for tight ends. I don't know. Tight ends this year have been kind of like hit and miss for me. This Gronk himself was kind of a big miss, right? I don't think he produced like I thought he would. Even with Matchup Nightmare, I've even tried Like, people say matchup nightmare. They're like, oh, they just throw it over and over. I can't get that to work. I can't get my matchup nightmare. I don't know if you guys are throwing high point passes, possession catches, spec catches, whatever it is. My matchup nightmares drop the ball even one-on-one with linebackers. Well, our red zone specialist, I've dropped the ball one-on-one in the red zone too, even though it says it guarantees a win outcome if you throw it up in coverage against linebackers and shit even. So Gronk didn't play that well for me. The problem I found with a lot of tight ends is frequently I'd leak them out to like the flats or something, and then the inability to gut field this year with any type of car, and especially somebody, especially a tight end like Gronk, to try and turn them with their agility. It's really tough, and I think it's something that I should look at for next year to help us beat the blitz. It would be able to allow us to maximize the flattage, right? The flats are a good way to dump off, but against, even blitzes or non-blitzes, the cloud flat or whatever is deep third can even come up and play you, and you only get like a 1 or 2 yard gain. It's just annoying because if they blitz 8 and you have half a second and you get the ball off to the flats and the guy's playing a deep third, you're like, oh, sweet, another like 7 to 10 yards, maybe beat him out. But because of the way these cards don't turn upfield, how broken it is, they like maneuver upfield so slowly that you could get tackled by a deep third and you gain 2 yards. It's just frustrating the way he is kind of like made it between long windups, and it's like a perfect storm of shittery. So Waller, his underrated stat though, I don't know if I can see it here. Underrated stat with the blitz meta where it's at is this pass block power, pass block finesse. Because you'll be pass blocking your tight end so much in this game, him having decent pass block is actually kind of underrated, right? In addition to the 6'6" frame at 89 speed, which you can boost now with his power up. He has spec catch, all that good stuff for like red zone duties. His run block, you could argue, is a little bit low for a tight end that you want, but overall, I think this Waller, even though he's like quote unquote only 92, still among the top and probably one of the best guys that I go to in the game. I might even take him, depending on my scheme, over Shannon Sharp here and even higher on this list. But Shannon Sharp, I'm going to throw at number 3 for the best tight ends in the game. Just released this weekend, 96 overall, 89 speed, so up there with the Waller on speed. Only 6'2", run blocks right there with Waller, but good route running on this card, and of course, good catching too. So Shannon Sharp, he's at number 3 for me. Number 2 is a guy that basically does everything you want and probably is the best tight end in the world right now in the NFL, would be George Kittle. George Kittle, 96 overall team of the year. You can obviously power that up. Run block super high, speed super high, 6'4", nice catching stats. Not as good as some of the other cards though. His route runnings aren't getting to 90, which is tough. But overall, George Kittle, everything you look for out of a tight end, God tier. Nice work, George Kittle, and you deserve that team of the year. Number 1, this guy, I don't know. I didn't want to like him, but then after using him a bunch, Antonio Gates like played like fucking crazy. And obviously he's the highest overall tight end, so you're like, oh, of course that makes sense. But I was like, oh, he's not the fastest. He's a couple speed faster than the other ones. Run block's kind of low, but his catching stats, it just like it induces like a range of fucking suction. Kind of like how much I suck, but he sucks in a good way in the football field. So with that, Antonio Gates is just, I don't know, he was crazy. He is and was crazy, and I want to keep him on my squad, but I'm running like that, that 25 49ers, 25 Steelers theme team, and I just don't feel like I can fit him, or I can't justify him over Kittle, who is a 49er. So, like, I'm kind of like in a middle place with my Gates card. I want to use him, but I don't use a lot of 2 tight end sets. So, that's where we are. I don't know. So, anyways, next up will be defensive linemen. I'm going to do all positions of the D-line, defensive tackle, left end, right end, kind of like what can you do for everything. Obviously, there are guys that do certain things well, like the big body Gilberts. I think a couple of, who's the other big body that came out this was it Jenkins? I don't know. A couple like big thick guys, they can stop the run, but they can't rush the passer. So I want somebody that can do basically everything for me on my defensive line. That's kind of how I graded them. I could have separated more into pass rushers or run stoppers, but I decided to go best for everything. So number 5 for the defensive lineman. This is taking a while. I hope you guys don't mind me taking and talking about muck cards too long. Howie Long. Howie Long actually played surprisingly well for me. Like, there was a few plays I'm like, oh, wow, who's making that play? And it was Howie Long. So I don't know what he did at right end for me, But 95 block shed, 95 power move with 84 speed is actually very nice. Right, really nice, well-balanced card versus the pass and the run. Power him up. You can throw run stuff on him to get a 99 block shed. Same thing with the power move if you decided to go with pass rush. So very, very versatile. Showed up actually on tape for me too. Howie Long, a very solid card. I was actually surprised. I didn't expect when I got Howie Long for him to do much of anything for me. This is one card. I think this is the only card on the list. The only card on the entire list I haven't used. The new Series Master Joey Bosa. I decided to get my John Madden upgraded instead of Joey Bosa. But I guess I could use the power-up pass from the newest level once I grind up to level 90, which should be... Maybe I'll do it tonight. I don't know. But anyways, Joey Bosa, stock 99 finesse move, 95 power move. Block shed's a little bit lower, but I think just due to those two stats, might be a solid third down rusher. But I don't know. I threw him just there just due to the respect I have for that... for this dang card. I don't know. I don't know how he plays, actually. This is me taking a shot in the dark. So if he plays shitty, you can go ahead and blame me for putting a card on the list that I didn't actually use. And I will say that is very valid feedback. Warren Sapp's been an absolute freaking monster for me and against me. This guy, today he wasn't as productive. I think he only had one sack in 3 games, if I recall. But he did create some pressure, make some guys get out of the pocket and everything. But Warren Sapp, just like Howie Long, balanced. 95 block shed, 95 power move, and an interior defensive line with 80 speed can make them kind of, chase down the quarterback a little bit better than a lot of other guys that are like low to mid 70s. So Warren Sapp can do a little bit of damage. He has absolutely ruined my day when my opponents had used him with abilities. Warren Sapp, absolutely freaking mean. Absolutely freaking mean. And number 2 will be somebody new to Peppers. Peppers picked up pack of Peppers. Another one with only 89 block shed, but he's got 95 finesse moves. He's 6'7" with 88 speed. A solid, large body coming off the edge. You can throw him at outside linebacker if you're 3-4. Obviously, as a 4-3 defensive end, how they have his stat him. I've been using him at like a 3-3-5, 3-4-ish at his natural left end position. I haven't been too angry at him. I don't think he's that great of a run stopper, but luckily, I do have some other players there, so might not be able to get off of blocks, especially well against the run, but against the pass can chase down quarterbacks really nastily. He's chased down a few escape artist quarterbacks. I'm like, wow, I did not expect him to do it. Check out my second channel for the gameplay. It was just a day or two ago with him. Dude had 4 sacks in one game. Absolutely, took over the game and won it for me, right? Just did his Peppers thing. And number 1 is Aaron Donald. Again, somebody that is well-balanced overall. Aaron Donald, 96 block shed, 97 power move, 94 finesse move. Everything super high, 84 speed on him. Basically, when he came out, he's like, oh, this is basically endgame. And yes, it is endgame with the exception of the speed. Everything could be maxed out pretty close, even with his power-up. John Madden comes, getting his power move to 99. Block shed gets to 99 too with the run stuff. I love it. I love it. Great card. Maybe it doesn't stand out for me on the field as much as you'd expect it to, but overall, does nice. All right. Let's go to the LBs with the pass rush. So it's taken a while for us to get through this. I think I'm just going to list them all here. These are pass rushers. Pass rushers. So these just be like outside linebackers that basically could fit and kind of make prototypical defensive ends. So in a row, Khalil Mack and Von Miller are basically the same card with the stats. It's essentially mirror images. You can say the same thing about Joey Porter and Lawrence Taylor. Joey Porter came out a little bit different. Lawrence Taylor, as we all know, he is coked out of his mind, just like IRL. I almost put Joey Porter ahead of Lawrence Taylor because I like him a little bit better, but that might be Steelers bias facing in because Lawrence Taylor's a little bit older card. Joey Porter's actually technically higher overall, might have a couple more stats higher than Lawrence, but I'm gonna try anti-Steeler bias myself and say Lawrence Taylor's above him. But these cards, yeah, all of them nasty. I'm not gonna go through their stats like I said. I just want to kind of put them all there as the linebacker pass rushers. All right, so for the coverage linebackers. There will be 5 of these guys. I only put 3 rushers because no other pass rushers are really in their category at linebacker. Those are like the top 4, and that's kind of what we want. All right, number 5, we'll go Derrick Brooks. Now, they frequently screw over outside linebackers. Derrick Brooks does have over 90 zone coverage, but that doesn't really bail him out that much, having that high of zone coverage, because the ball gets just so fast. Even though he's reacting to the ball when it's slightly out of the hand, he still doesn't have a lot of time to react to it. You know what I mean? So he's not that great a user. Speed's only 88. Zone coverage nice. Block shed is super low. What's his impact block? Impact block for an off the line of scrimmage linebacker means a little bit more. 82. And that's not that good for an outside linebacker in a 4-3, or even middle linebacker in a 4-3. So overall, a little bit disappointing for Derrick Brooks and how well he played IRL. Like I said, he does have the 90 zone coverage, but otherwise, I don't know. I might even be rating him too high at number 5, but it is what it is. He's really one of the only few with that high of zone coverage. Number 4 is Tremaine Edmonds with his power-up. He's huge. 6'5", a monster out there if you remember playing with him. Zone coverage is low, but his big body is like Megatron out there. It just like makes up a lot of space that his zone and his stats don't. So like actually having that length out there to knock down passes, super nice. Super nice. With his height and speed too. So I like it. I'm a fan of it. I said 88 speed on Brooks wasn't good, but when you're 6'5", 88 speed, it feels a little bit better than that because of the extra range that you have on him. It's harder to kind of like get around him with his go-go gadget arms. Number 3, Luke Kuechly. I guess I'll just go through the top few. Patrick Willis I put at number 2, and Urlacher will be number 1. So Urlacher is like 6'4", but you could argue Willis over Urlacher, but I like Urlacher's height a little bit better, and then Kuechly is just a little bit slower than Willis, which is why I had him lower. So Willis right here, 91 speed. Kuechly's Redux got to 89, and then Urlacher right here at 90. So Willis is the fastest. Urlacher's got an extra 3 inches on him. Urlacher also has, better zone, because Urlacher has 90 zone, whereas Willis only has 79. So both of them also get nice enforcer-style hit power. But I do think Urlacher plays a little bit better for me than Mr. Willis. So there's our coverage linebackers. Moving on to CBs and safeties. This is how you describe why these guys are so freaking good. All right, we're going to do, I think, 6 of them. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, here's the thing. There are a couple even off of this list that I'm not going to put here that are like can play just as well. Like all these cornerbacks basically nowadays are getting 99 speed or 98 speed. And I think once you get 99, 98 speed, you're basically there, right? You're basically endgame-ish. As long as you get over 90 man, 90 zone, 90 press, I'm like, all right, you're good, man. Obviously, the higher zone, higher man, higher press is always nicer. But once you're there, you're basically almost all there. So Champ Bailey, he'll play very similar to everybody else. 90 press, 91 zone, 96 man with 94 speed, which is easily boosted up to 98. 99 on the 25 out of 50 theme team, Redskins or Broncos. But Champ Bailey played very well for me. Balled out, shut down the side of the ball side of the field when he was on there. 6 foot. 6 foot is his major separator, right? All these cornerbacks getting these top end stats, the major separator now is height. So you're going to see towards the top of my list will be the guys that kind of top the list with their height. Number 5, Tre'Davious White. A lot of people are saying this guy is just like phenomenal for him with their 94 man, 93 zone, 96 press. Obviously can be boosted with those lockdown chemistries. All these guys should be boosted with lockdown. His speed up there, 98, 99. Also on the theme team, 99. Acceleration, agility, 93. Now, obviously, I think agility is underrated. I've said that before. If you've been on this channel before, you've seen me talk about agility and how crazy good it is. But people kind of like overlook it. I'm kind of screwing it over because I'm using sprinter over brawler now. So I'm losing a little bit of agility to gain acceleration. So I'm kind of like myself, I don't know. I haven't seen really that big of a difference between sprinter and brawler. I think either one of them are fine. I haven't noticed any differences like some people have. Number 4 is a tall boy, and somebody I might have thought like maybe he should be better, but we got so many good freaking themed diamonds this week. I threw him down here at he's 6'2" with 93 speed. Like I said, mid to high 90s there. 97 pretty easy, 98 on a theme team. So 6'2", right? The extra length definitely helps. Every single inch matters in this game to reach balls that are just out of it, to get those little bit more glitchy animations. Seahorn played really well for me. I've since sold him and moved on to the guys higher on the list. But Seahorn, I think, is definitely underrated, especially for 285 with his, then you do his power up. I think Seahorn is essentially like friggin' lockdown. Like the thing is like, all right, McAllister a little slow, Sherman a little slow, Gilmore a little slow. Like all these guys, 91, 92, they're just a couple speed too slow, right? Gilmore's close, but like look at how much Gilmore goes for 685 for a guy that's slower than somebody going for 285, right? You definitely go with Jason Seahorn over Gilmore for not only price reasons, but height and speed reasons. Casey Hayward, a little slow also if you're looking at other top-end cards I'm not going to put on my list. Renfro is really close to making the list too. Pricey, though. I know a lot of people got him for free. I got him for free. He played well for me, but again, 6 foot versus the 6'2". I like him a little taller. I like him a little baller. So, on that same 6'2" front, Antonio Cromartie. Antonio Cromartie, 6'2", makes a ton of plays. He's got a big name of Madden's past. 94 speed, easily up to 99, basically. Well, easily if you have the power of John Madden, that kind of stuff. But Theme Team also can help you, but you don't need it on this card. So 99 speed with that extra man coverage, zone coverage press, all over 90. Great card. 95 agility also. Remember, 95 agility. I like it. Number 2 will be somebody who's 6'3" and fast. Nnamdi. Nnamdi has played absolutely phenomenal for me. I've liked this card. Like, there's not a lot of guys that can go up there and match the TOs, Mosses, Megatrons, but Nnamdi is definitely one of them. Probably, like, Mel Blunt's 6'3", but he's only 91 speed, right? He plays fine, but you can't, like, press and be as comfortable with him as you could be with somebody like Nnamdi Asma when you press. Lattimore got close to the list, too. He was very close. 6 foot, just barely missed it. But 6'3", 92 speed, you're like, oh, well, that's a little bit slower than you like. And that's true. He's 1 speed less than a lot of the other guys. But the Raiders, 49ers, you got to be running a 25 out of 50 theme team by now, right? It feels like you should be at least a little bit towards there. Zone coverage a little bit lower than the other ones, but that's pretty easily brought up to 90, and he'll be basically killing it at that. Overall, Nnamdi's made some absolutely phenomenal plays. He's picked off some corners I didn't think should have been picked off. Some crossers. He reached some balls. I'm like, nice. You don't test Nnamdi because he will outspec catch you a lot of times. So Nnamdi's played really well for me. All these guys play well, right? And especially as this is the one guy that kind of bucks the trend. Night Train Lane. Night Train Lane brings a whole nother thing to the table. And that thing is absolute a fucking attitude, right? 94 speed, pretty easy. He goes on every single theme team, gets him up to 99 speed. Zone coverage 97, man and press both over 90. Jump. But the big thing about Night Train Lane, we all know it, is the hit power. He gets Enforcer, not too hard to get him up, even in the high 90s there. And overall, it's just mean, right? I've seen him win me games knocking the ball out of guys' hands because he lays a hit stick, either causes a fumble or knocks the ball to the ground. Absolutely adore this Night Train. He's going for 1.4. He should be going for double that, but they introduced that set to crash his price. Made me frustrated. This dude absolutely, wrecks shit on the field. I've really liked Night Train. Some people say they've been disappointed by Night Train, and yes, he still won't stop a corner route on a rollout without very specific weird-ass adjustments or usering it, that kind of shit. But Night Train, Enforcer, universal coverage, just go ham out there, dude. Just absolutely go ham. Love the cornerback. All right, safeties. Oh, that's my safeties right there. I was like, where's my safeties list? That's on my other one, obviously. All right, so safeties. Wrapping it up with, I think, our top 6. Whoops. 4, 3, 2. I did something wrong. 1. There it is. All right, number 6. I'm going to do number 6 and number 5 together because they're very similar with one little difference. Pat Tillman powered up all the way. Once you get Jamal Master and Jamal Adams. The difference between these two is basically the man coverage, right? So if you compare them, Adams zone, his man is at 92. Tillman does not get man, right? Tillman is essentially Adams with no man coverage. They both absolutely smack people in the mouth, but Tillman cannot be manned up, and Adams can. That's why he's higher than Tillman. That's why I have Adams right there at number 5, all right? Because of the man coverage. Somebody who cannot man people up, little less flexible, but no less amazing, Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor is here because he is 6'2" with high-end hit power. Zone coverage over 90 also. And absolutely, if you've gone against the Sean Taylor, you know you don't fuck with the Sean. Number 3, similar situation we had with Tillman and Adams, we have a Sean and Minka. Minka, high-ass agility, acceleration. Now, you can power this all up. So 96 acceleration, 95 agility. Top tier for both of them. Better than Sean there. Very similar speed. He's 1 inch shorter than Sean, so that hurts. Whoops. But he does have 92 man. So he can also play man coverage if that's what you want out of him. Very versatile. He gets Enforcer if you power him up. Well, if you power him up. So Minka, God tier. I absolutely love the way Minka's played for me. And then number 2, I feel very blessed as a Steelers fan that Troy Polamalu's out on the field for us. That is out in mud this year. 94 speed. 5'10", you can argue it's a little bit lower than you like to see. Yeah, sure, short. Power's there. Zone coverage. Man coverage not there. This guy balls out, though. This guy balls out. I'm not going to regret. You could give me the argument that Sean Taylor is better than him. Jamal Adams better than him. I ain't hearing it, though. Number 1, I think there's, without a doubt, Taylor Mays. I think Taylor Mays is in a category of himself. Taylor Mays at 6'3". Sure, he's only 95 versus the guys that are higher than him. Sure, maybe his man coverage sucks. Don't man him up, right? Throw him out there with universal coverage. His speed, he can get up to 98, 99 on a theme team, whether it's Bengals, 49ers, whatnot. Hit power is high. Absolute freak out there. Absolute fucking freak. Lurker, enforcer. You tackle supreme if you're going to use him, or universal coverage if you're just going to leave him. This Taylor Mays is of another level. Just shut it down, right? Shut the whole damn thing down because Taylor Mays is here. I love this card. I love it. And he's only going for $241 now. What a fucking robbery. His price crashing. Yeah, with that one exchange set. Yep. So there it is. There's a list. Best top players at each position in game. In my opinion. In how I use them. There it is. I don't know. Any surprises for you guys? Who do you guys like? But that's it for the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.